Hey guys, welcome back to Susie Says. In my last video, I went over Gypsy Rose and Natalie Reynolds' little TikTok collab that literally caused the internet to stop and take a second look because this girl was making fun of unaliving her mom. Natalie Reynolds is a terrible person and so is Gypsy Rose. And now they're back, both with videos defending what they did. We're going to go over that. I'm going to give you, I haven't watched them all in full yet, but I'm going to watch it because I love to do like an actual reaction to the videos. I want you guys to see how I actually feel. I'm going to watch them and I'm going to react. So welcome back to Susie Says. Let's get right into it. Okay, first and foremost, before I start anything, I do want to thank the people who subscribe to my channel and those who comment on my videos. I don't have time to reply to each and every one of them, but I have off today, so I'm going to try and look through everything and respond. I appreciate that so much. I actually love the feedback. As always, give me feedback on how you like this style of video. If you don't like it, let me know. I enjoy doing my little videos, so I need your help to make it better, okay? So let's get right into it. The story about Gypsy Rose and Natalie Reynolds was picked up by TMZ first, and then it kind of spread like a wildfire, which is what we want. We have been trying to spread the truth. We who are on the truth train understand that Gypsy Rose is not a good person. She should not be influencing kids. She should not be she shouldn't even be on TikTok, honestly. Her crime happened online. She shouldn't be on the internet. She should be completely banned. But the fact that some platforms are accepting her and paying her money is crazy. TMZ picked up the story and other networks did as well. And Gypsy felt that she needed to reach out to TMZ to have a little interview. And here's what she said. I'm going to watch it in real time. I'm going to find it on my phone first. I was working on yesterday. I did not have a chance to go over this. So here we go. Let's watch real time.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, known for her involvement in the highly publicized case surrounding the death of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, is facing criticism after participating in a TikTok trend called We Listen and We Don't Judge, which ironically has people listening and judging. Gypsy sparked backlash online for making a controversial joke referencing the murder of her mother. Joining me now is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Welcome, Gypsy.
Hi.
Woo. So,
Let's stop right there first. Hi. Big old smile. This is a very grim topic, Gypsy. Honestly, you could have been like, hi. You know, she has a big hi. Like she is so excited to get any notoriety. The topic is your mom's unaliving that you caused and you were laughing about. Remove the smile. I'm going to have to be her PR. Gypsy, do not smile. You can go, hi, and that's it. Hi. Don't be over the top. She was very over the top there. And maybe I'm just nitpicking. That was a little over the top, but let's continue.
Gypsy, how did the video come about?
So the video was a concept because I had wanted to collab with Natalie Reynolds. I had been following her for quite some time. She's another influencer with millions of followers. And
You were following Natalie Reynolds for quite some time. When did this whole thing happen with Natalie Reynolds with the lady in the water? Hold on one second. I have to look this up. When did that happen? Because Gypsy, you've only been out of prison for about 2 years now, and you've been following Natalie Reynolds for probably the majority of that time. Uh, ill. She's not a good person. What about her content made you go, let me follow her. I enjoy her content. And she has millions of followers just like me. Like you guys are both bad people. You found your crowd for sure.
with anyone, when you're doing a collaboration, you want to look into what their background is. And so, a few friends of mine also told me about a video that she got a lot of backlash for. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this could be a really good collab if done the right way. Because I'm like, I'm no one to judge anyone's past, obviously. And so I'm like, what happens if we did the we listen and we don't judge trend and we just hit the hard topics, very bluntly, and just own it and take accountability.
Now, though we listen and we don't judge trend, I've seen many people do it. Um, the things they're talking about are not things that involve completely taking someone's life. That's not a joke. And now we listen and we don't judge. Like if I was to do it, um, I used to think Michael Jackson was my uncle because I had an uncle named Michael, and I didn't, as a child, I didn't like put it together that he wasn't my uncle. We listen and we don't judge because that's very silly. It's like now that you know better. Gypsy, you was 23. You knew better. You knew better than to unalive your mom. You knew better. And we listen and we don't know. We are judging. We are judging. Like, this is something we can literally judge you for. You were judged for it. You spent time in jail, not enough time. Because there's Nicholas Godejohn who's sitting in jail. I keep saying jail, it's prison. Sitting in prison forever. Forever. He will never get out. He will never get to do the we listen and we don't judge challenge, Gypsy. He will never. And neither will your mother.
For the wrongs that we've done. But the whole idea behind it is like, yes, we understand that we're not perfect. We are influencers and we have gone through some difficult things.
Gypsy, please don't call yourself an influencer. You are not. The last person you influenced is in jail. Okay? You influenced a man with autism and a low IQ to hurt your mom. And I kind of think you helped him. I'm pretty sure you got your few jabs in there too. Since you can joke about it, you're not an influencer. You've influenced one person. And a bunch of little children look up to you, and it's really sad. But yeah, you're not an influencer. Don't call yourself that. Natalie isn't really even an influencer. She's just a rage baiter.
But we are focusing on positivity. That was the entire point of the video, is accountability and growth.
So your intention would.
Why do Gypsy want to take accountability now? She never did. And I know we've been asking her to take accountability. We have. When she got out of prison, she wasn't. She was saying, I don't identify as a murderer. I'm not that. That's not me. Nick did the kill. He's the murderer. I just made a bad decision to ask him to do it. No, Gypsy, no. You didn't want to take accountability when it was like you had the star power, when you were fresh out of prison and everybody wanted to see your success. They wanted to see you grow. We wanted to see the person you was going to become. I even assumed you was going to be a really good advocate. I was one of the people wanting you to get out. I was happy that you got out because I'm like, you know what? This poor girl was abused her whole life. Let's let her out. I was one of those people. I have regrets. Now that should be on my listen and don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. I once wanted Gypsy to get out of prison. Yeah, that's what we listen and we don't judge because that was a mistake on my end for sure. But now you want to take accountability. It's so weird. You're doing it now because you're trying to be podcast Gypsy, which I know that podcast didn't happen. I would bet money that podcast will never happen because it's just weird now she wants to take accountability when we've been asking her to do that, and not this way, not through a joke, not through a TikTok trend. That is not how you take accountability. Sit down with yourself, talk to a therapist, talk and be honest about what you did, not through a TikTok trend.
You see why some people felt it crossed the line?
I can, especially with me particularly. I understand that my audience has always followed my journey because they like to see me grow. And so usually I think I could bank on my audience receiving things very well. But I'm not the type of person to be very in your face about my past. So
Wait, her audience typically receives her very well. She limits her comments. She deletes most of them. Everything is completely filtered. Like you can't make a comment on there. She blocks everybody. She blocks everybody. Her audience can barely even state their opinion. And because she thinks her audience receives her well, is she blaming Natalie's audience for all the backlash? No, Gypsy. The internet collectively knows that is very wrong. You're trying to put blame on somebody when you're just wrong. It's not your audience. It's not Natalie's audience. It's just common sense, Gypsy. You don't have that. You don't. And neither does Natalie.
This is like the first time that I tried something different and a head-on approach. And I just don't, unfortunately, it wasn't received like we wanted.
So some people feel like when you did the part where you're like, my mom, that it was you showing that you don't have remorse. Do you feel that that's the case?
No, that wasn't the case. The only reason why I did this is because I had a conversation with Natalie, and TikTok is extremely sensitive when it comes to how you word things. So we deliberated on words that we could possibly use, and everything that we thought of, homicide, unalive, all of these things may have gotten flagged by TikTok and the video taken down. And so I'm like, what happens if I just do a gesture, an X? Like, people know what.
You will not get flagged on TikTok for saying unalived. You will not. Homicide, you will not get flagged on TikTok. There are some words you do have to be very careful when you say, but unalived is not one of them. She went like this, like she literally, because she wanted to. Like and the fact that they rehearsed that, the fact that, how should I tell people I killed my mom? Should I say homicide, or how should I say it? And then Natalie's fake reaction, like, oh my God. Like, girl, we know y'all rehearsed this. Gypsy wanted to do this. This was on her mind. She was on that plane, like, oh, I get to tell everybody I killed my mom. Like, this is what she was thinking about. Let's continue.
That means without having to actually say the word. And that's why we had to do it that way.
On the flip side, if you did this TikTok trend and didn't mention, the elephant in the room, you also would have gotten backlash for that as well.
Exactly. You really, when.
No, absolutely not. Because she did the trend before and we didn't care. She said the same crap just in a different way, but we didn't really care. Like, she didn't bring up her mom and nobody cared. She did this before and she didn't mention it. She didn't. But, she would have gotten backlash if she didn't say that she unalived her mom, whatever.
When you are engaging with an audience of various opinions, and you don't know how something will be received, you could hope it goes well, but there's always that risk that it doesn't go well. And so it's like, you're right, if I didn't address it, then they would say it in the comments. So that's why it was a bold move on my part, and I think that my delivery was just not handled properly.
So since the backlash, do you think some topics like your mom's death shouldn't be included in TikTok trends?
I don't think that it should be included in TikTok trends. I think, I thought if I could frame it a.
Just an observation here. Gypsy repeats whatever the last sentence someone says. Have you guys picked up on that? Like, if you say, Gypsy, do you like hot dogs, or do you think hot dogs are just not as good as hamburgers? I mean, hot dogs are not as good as hamburgers. Like, she just repeats exactly what the person says. It's just a little observation. She has no thoughts of her own. She answers the question the way it was given to her. And then, I mean, some people do that. Just an observation. You'll probably notice it a lot now that I said it.
Certain way, especially with the message of the video. Obviously, hot button issues or heavy topics, I don't think should be in trends, but I thought that this could be a creative way to, like I said, own past mistakes and take accountability and it be received well, because you don't want to hit your audience.
You clustered your mom's unaliving in with a bunch of strange topics, like wiping your booty cheeks with a towel, or faking a pregnancy, or that is not how you don't group a murder in with that. You do not. It should be a totally own separate video. You're gonna tell a bunch of funny jokes and be cracking up laughing. Oh, and then one of the main jokes is, oh yeah, and I unalived my mom, or my mom. No, that is not how you take accountability, Gypsy. I'm gonna keep saying that.
With a heavy topic and just leave it there. You want to end on a inspirational note, and that's why later in the video we jump to other topics that we laugh about. But if you look at the video, we're not laughing. We're being 100% serious when talking about the heavy stuff.
Yeah, and speaking of some of the other topics, I know us here have some questions about the towel that you used. Gypsy, what is the situation with the towel wiping?
I was young. I did that when I was a kid.
Was it like one towel? Was this like one towel that you used over and over? Did you wash it in between? Like, what
It
was
got
this?
washed in between. I was like 10 or 11 when I used to do that. So I'm like.
So no longer using.
She's remembering her age. Again, she was like 10 or 11. So easy. So easy to remember. If you went most of your life not knowing your age, your actual age, because she didn't have birthday candles on her cake, this would have been probably in the time range where she just didn't know how old she was. But yet, I was like 10 or 11.
The towel to wipe, right? Okay. Gypsy, it's so interesting because you did serve 8.5 years in prison, and before you went into prison, there was no social media really. So
Right.
when you got out here, you're thrust into the world of social media. How has that been for you navigating social media and public attention?
It's really tricky because, like I said, you have supporters and then you have anti-supporters, obviously, and you're dealing with a lot of pressure to appease everyone. And I'm starting to learn that you can't please everyone. All you can do is just be yourself. And that's something that I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with.
And
Gypsy, the more you be yourself, the more we see exactly what Dee Dee saw. The more we get to see it. You're pretty much back to exactly where you were before you unalived your mom. Your hair buzzed all the way down, your weight very down to very small. You are making very crazy, irrational decisions. You have you're literally right back to where you started.
And lastly, Gypsy, for people wanting you to apologize for this TikTok video, to that you say what?
And say that I do deeply apologize to anyone who may have been offended by it. That was never my intention. Like, I was not laughing about it. I don't think it's funny to joke about a heavy topic and my past. Like, I apologize because the delivery was wrong on that. I don't, I am trying to be my authentic self. And if my authentic self is saying, I did something bad in my past, but look at where I am now, that
You committed a murder. That is not something bad. That's horrific. You need to still be in prison for that. But that's not just grouped in with, oh, I just did something bad. I made an oopsie in my past, and now, but I've grown. I've grown. Like, no, you haven't. You haven't. This is not accountability. And we don't want your apology. You've never given it. Don't try and give it now. Like, oh, I apologize if I was insensitive. Like, there's not one tear in this interview. And maybe she's moved past the crying portion of her grief. However, this is a heavy topic, and she's talking like it's a casual Monday afternoon, and she's talking to TMZ about how she unalived her mom. There's no emotion. There's nothing.
that's where I'm coming from with it, but I would never joke about my past. So I do apologize if it came off too abrasive.
Well, thank you so much, Gypsy, for your time. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So that was Gypsy's response video to the collab they did, the Listen and We Don't Judge collab. Let's actually see what Natalie had to say on her TikTok. This is very bold, and honestly, let's just watch it. Let's just watch it real quick.
I'm here to apologize for the horrible video I posted with Gypsy Rose. I recently posted a We Listen and We Don't Judge video with Gypsy, and I regret absolutely nothing we said in that video.
Let's stop right there. She starts the video acting like she's been crying. She has this look on her face. There may even be a tear in her eye. First of all, I know it's fake, but she's already showing more emotion than Gypsy did in her interview. But and again, this is mockery. This is satire. This is literally just like content for her. She's pretending to be emotional about this, and she says she regret absolutely nothing. You know what she is? She's Gypsy's anger translator. You guys ever see that Key and Peele skit where President Barack Obama talks and he speaks very kindly and very mellow. He's very calm in his deliverance. And this guy's walking behind him, pacing back and forth, and he's saying what he really means. Natalie Reynolds is Gypsy's anger translator. Let's watch.
I am trying to be my authentic self. And if my authentic self is saying, I did something bad in my past, but look at where I am now.
You guys need to learn to move on and accept that everybody makes mistakes, nobody's perfect, and Gypsy already did her time in jail. You guys are so jealous of Gypsy and I because we're both celebrities and living our best lives, and there's nothing y'all can do to take that away from us. Goodbye. Everyone is trying to make me and Gypsy seem so horrible in that video when all we did was take accountability for our past actions. You guys need to learn to move on and accept that everybody makes mistakes, nobody's perfect, and Gypsy already did her time in jail, and y'all were begging for her to get out, and now that she's finally out, y'all still want to find another problem with it.
I can speak for myself. I can't say we. I did want her out. I at that time believed her narrative. That's the thing. That's the thing. People believed her narrative when she was in prison. And there wasn't all this, anti-Gypsy content at that point. And The anti-Gypsy content isn't what changed my mind. I did not consume any of that until Gypsy got out of prison, because then I took a second look and I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong. Something's off about this girl. Something's not right. And then that's when I went and looked in. I came across Fancy. I came across Nina. I came across a lot of people who were like, you know, this girl may not be all the way what we think she is.
You guys are so jealous of Gypsy and I because we're both celebrities and living our best lives. And there's
Oh my God. Are you, girl, get a clue. You guys are both celebrities. I don't even know who you are, first of all. I know you have a following online, but girl, I don't know who you are. And I consume a lot of celebrity content. I don't see you mentioned too much or ever until now. And Gypsy is not a celebrity. She's infamous. She's not. I don't think she's a celebrity. She shouldn't even feel she's a celebrity. This is definitely Gypsy's anger translator. Trust me, this is what Gypsy wanted to say in that TMZ interview.
there's nothing y'all can do to take that away from us. Goodbye.
Oh, she ended it with the, you can't take that from me. That was literally how she just ended it. There's nothing we can do to take that away from them because they're celebrities and they're living their best lives. Okay. So no remorse clearly on Natalie's end, but we didn't expect that. She's been doing this rage bait content for a while. I don't expect her to apologize. This is going to hover over Gypsy's head probably forever. That podcast is not going to happen. It is just not going to happen. I don't think anybody will want to touch her with a 10-foot pole at this point because she's just so damaged. She's so... you don't want to get your hands dirty collabing with Gypsy. And for other influencers who may think this is a good idea, do not. Do not. Gypsy is a pariah. She should be anyway. Yeah, let's just hope they both think about their lives and hope they change. I'm always hoping for a change for Gypsy. I hope one day she wakes up and realizes I'm a terrible person. I need to change how I am. I'm not perfect. You are not perfect. But most of us have not killed a person. Thank you so much for watching. This is just what Susie says. I just wanted to review those videos because I did do a reaction to the collab. If you have any comments or any feedback, comment down below. Guys, I really want to grow my channel. I want to spend more time on my channel. I work a lot. So maybe if one day if my channel blow up, I don't have to work anymore and I could just make content all day. I would love that. Please show your support, subscribe, like, share, and just get the word out there. Susie is saying stuff and she wants you to listen. Also, and I want to hear what you say. Please drop a comment down below. Please drop a comment down below. Give this video a like too, okay? I can't say it enough. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with you guys soon.